Long ago, in a small village named Devkund, people lived simple lives, but under the shadow of a strange fear, the fear of time. The villagers believed that if anyone went behind the old temple after midnight, they would meet a man known as the Merchant of Time. It was said he could buy and sell the moments of your life, your time, in exchange for something precious. Nobody dared to go near that place except one young man named Arav, whose curiosity was stronger than his fear. Arav was brave, restless, and always wanted to uncover the truth behind every mystery. One cold night, when the entire village was asleep, he took a lantern and walked towards the cursed well behind the temple. The night air was still, unnaturally silent, as if time itself had stopped breathing. As he reached the well, he saw a tall man emerging from the fog, dressed in a white coat with eyes that shimmered like 1,000 stars, and an ancient clock in his hand. The man smiled faintly and said, "I am the Merchant of Time. I trade what no one else can, the hours, the years, and the very essence of your life." Arav frowned and asked, "How can time be bought or sold?" The merchant replied softly, "Every human's time is limited. I can extend it or shorten it. But every trade has a price. Memories, relationships, or sometimes in your identity." Arav thought for a moment and said, "If I buy more time, can I change my family's fate? Can I bring wealth to my home?" The merchant nodded slowly. "Yes, but remember, nothing comes free." Arav agreed without hesitation. The merchant extended his hand and said, "Then I shall give you 10 extra years of luck and success. But in return, I'll take your most beautiful memory, your childhood laughter, your mother's smile, your innocence." Arav hesitated for a moment, but greed won. The deal was sealed. The next morning, he woke up feeling different, stronger, sharper, and strangely powerful. Within days, luck began favoring him. Lands became his, gold filled his home, and people bowed before him. But deep inside, he felt hollow, like a part of his soul had gone missing. He tried to recall his childhood, but all he saw was darkness. As years passed, he became the richest man in the village. But the laughter in his heart had died. One evening, a wandering sage came to Devkund. He looked at Arav and said, "You have everything, yet your soul is starving. You have traded something sacred." Arav's eyes widened. The old stories were true. That very night, he went back to the same well, where the fog once again rose from the earth. The Merchant of Time was waiting. "Back again," he said with a grin. "Do you wish to buy more time?" Arav cried out, "No, I want my lost time back. I want my memories, my childhood, and my mother's smile." The merchant laughed, and a cold, echoing laugh that made the night tremble. "Time once traded cannot be returned," he whispered. "But there is one final trade I can offer." Arav's voice shook. "What trade?" The merchant's eyes glowed like burning coals. "If you give up all the remaining years of your life, I can give you one last day. The day you were happiest, the day you were a child laughing in your mother's arms." Arav didn't think twice. "Yes," he whispered. "Take it all. I just want that day." The merchant smiled, snapped his fingers, and everything went silent. The world spun backward. When Arav opened his eyes, he was a child again, running barefoot on the muddy fields, playing with his friends, smelling the food his mother was cooking. For that one day, he laughed louder than he ever had before. But as the sun began to set, his breath slowed. His mother, frightened, held him and asked, "What's happening, my child?" Arav smiled faintly and whispered, "Everything's all right, Ma. I finally found my time again." And with that, he took his final breath, his face calm and peaceful. The next morning, the villagers found the old well empty. The merchant was gone. Only one ancient clock lay in the dust, its hands frozen forever at 12 o'clock. Since then, no one dared to go near that place. Yet on some silent nights, those who are unhappy with their lives claim to hear the faint ticking of that clock, and a whisper in the wind that says, "Would you like to make a deal?"